In the year 2020, if you asked me what would be the biggest anime series of 2023, I would have said something along the line of Jujutsu Kaisen or Vinland Saga. But boy, how I was wrong to underestimate series like Heavenly Delusion, Oshinoko, Skippin' Loafer, and arguably the biggest underdog of the whole year is a series that was still airing just last week. I'm talking about, of course, Frieren Beyond Journey's End. The series is a fantasy adventure about a mage elf named Frieren as her and her group of heroes return from defeating the Demon King. The group disbands and decades fly by as Frieren doesn't age like regular humans do, but she gradually realizes how much the party of heroes has affected her life as she witnesses the death of her companions. Now she's taking on a new group of heroes to better understand humans and hopefully create real connections towards them. It has taken the world by surprise, and honestly, for how shocked I was hearing that it has become the #1 ranked anime of my anime list, I could tell right away with the first couple of episodes why this series was praised as is. And I'm here to spread the gospel of this series to you guys. But if you guys want to see more anime content like this one, then why not go down and hit that subscribe button. And I'm running a poll for you guys to vote on the next anime I should talk about. I'll be giving my 100% honest thoughts, deep analysis on your favorite series in the next video essay. The poll will be running until April 22nd, so go down in the description below, fill out the Google form, and get to voting. I don't even know where to start with Frieren, honestly. I believe this series could be a masterpiece. It's even come to the point where the flaws I was building up watching the series just went away the more I'd watch. This show is super slow paced. Everything feels like it's going at 0.5 speed. At first I really didn't like it, but for a series that's all character development, barely any action, and world building, it's supposed to be slow paced to admire everything. I also didn't like that every episode we'd have a scene where everything is sped up. But again, I grew to like it because it showed the gang hanging out, exploring towns and dungeons. It just became some of my favorite parts of the episode. There's moments where I wouldn't enjoy the direction it was going or how it would basically half explain stuff. Just for it to go 180 and completely explain every single detail and make it a really interesting reveal to the audience that's just been paying attention for the past couple of months. I obviously don't want to spoil major events, but this is definitely a series where you have to have patience for. And again, I'm not even at the best part of Frieren. It's unbelievable how good this series is. The animation is absolutely breathtaking. Whenever they want to show off, they do, and even if they're just being casual, it still manages to show off. I talk about animation as a whole, especially when it comes to best animation. Cause One Piece has amazing animation, don't get me wrong, especially when it comes to fight scenes, but it's not very consistent. Year 5, Zoro vs King, Sanji vs Queen, all had beautifully drawn animation. But before that, Wano just had good animation that just didn't match. Frieren's animation was consistently on point. A character could be chilling by a field of flowers and it would still have amazing animation backed up. And let me not mention the fight scenes. I mean, you just have to watch it because words can't even describe how good it is. I mean, just look at this, like what's even happening? The story at first just felt like random adventures with Frieren and Fern, but even though to an extent it is, it's all connected to Frieren, just trying to make personal connections to her friends because she couldn't with her old hero group. Every location and moment can be traced back to her old adventures with her old group, and it's great to see the parallels when they switch to flashbacks. All the arcs shown have all been pretty enjoyable, even the episodes where it seemed like nothing is really going on, they're still really interesting to watch. My favorite arc will have to be the final arc. It shows more action, it introduces new characters, and I think it's where everything just starts picking up, especially when it comes to the pacing and the big moments. Compared to a ton of isekais that are heavily focused on adventures and action, I feel like seeing an isekai not do the usual action adventure trope and just go for more of a character drama with a heavily emphasis on the exploration of the world just seemed more interesting to me. Jobless Reincarnation does this the best in my opinion, but it's honestly a very close tie as to which series I like the most, especially when it comes to the world building and the characters itself. But all of that wouldn't be anything if it weren't for the actual characters. I never thought in my lifetime that I would actually like every single character in a series. Every character that pops up is just so interesting and they have their own story that makes me want like a spin-off of just showing their adventures. In the beginning, it's only focused on obviously Frieren, Fern, Himmel, and the rest of the hero group. But the more characters get introduced, I never really felt like they were unnecessary or annoying. Even like the tiniest of characters, like the dwarf that tried Starks' set, the little boy grown up that just flipped Frieren's skirt, hell, even Guerrilla Warfare, which, yes, that's his actual name. Sen was a character that I never really thought I was going to like, and I felt like it was going to be unnecessary for him to just join the group. But when he did, I actually started liking him. And then when he finally leaves the group, I was actually pretty shocked at how fast it was. But then they revealed why at the end, and I'm telling you that this series is just perfect. I'll always be me writing this series. The hero group are all really fun to watch as well. Mainly the flashbacks that show more of their character. Because even though in the beginning they just seemed like one basic personality trait, the flashbacks really help carry their personalities. Especially when it comes to Haita and Aizen. I didn't think we were going to know much about them, just to give more time for Himwell, but they get a pretty good amount of screen time and character development to them. I always knew that Himwell was going to be like the comedic character and the one with the most focus. They were definitely pushing the romance between Frieren and Himwell the most. So I didn't really think I was going to like him that much, but again, the flashbacks and just seeing his actions are affecting Frieren on her adventures now, it just makes my mind and spirit just happy. As for Fern and Stark, they're both my favorite characters. I just love seeing them interact with each other, whether it's just them goofing off in battle or just, again, like just having a normal conversation over dinner. Especially with Fern, because in the last arc, it's basically her time to shine and showcase her training, which was done pretty nicely. And of course, we have Frieren. Now, even though Frieren is the main character, she usually never feels like one in my opinion. The story revolves around her and her struggles, but every other main character there has pretty much elevated her to that level. Even in the hero group, she didn't really feel like the main character because it felt like it wasn't really intentional. It's like seeing the perspective of like a side character's life story. Or that's just how I like to interpret it. I don't know, that's just how like my brain works. But that said, she definitely acts like one, especially when showing off how powerful she is. I was scared she was gonna be like a super overpowered character that can get out of any situation, but she's definitely not. That's all I'll say without spoiling anything. But either way, I love watching her. I love watching all of her goofy, funny moments, all of those monotone moments, and of course, all of the action scenes with her. I love seeing her grow as like a teacher and a friend by using her old experiences with the hero group. I also really like her dub voice actor. I saw it in dub and sub, but with dub you just get moments like this that just makes me want to smile.
Now this hoard of treasure is mine!
We can't take it all with us. He's always falling for?
Ara, kill yourself.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Overall, even though I was glazing the whole series the entire video, I can't really call it a masterpiece just yet. The expectations are extremely high for season 2 and I'm so ready for it when it comes out. But I'm glad that the series got the recognition it deserves. And that even that the manga sales have been going up just due to people wanting more of this series. And I can't blame them. This series is something special. I feel it. This is an easy 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely recommend it to everyone that hasn't seen it. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you've seen Frieren Beyond Journey's End, then please just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure to go down in the description and vote for your favorite series to get made into a video. But I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.